Well, y'all, we're going to go ahead and get this video started. As many of you know, we had some trouble on sick week with the Blazer, misfiring, not running on all cylinders, but we pushed it till the very last moment. One of the goals for me on sick week, being a hot rod head, was to get noticed on 1320 video. Stick with us in this video, and you're going to see how us trying to get on 1320 video ended up. Enjoy the video. It's a long one, but I promise you it'll pay off at the end. We honestly could not have been happier with how the Blazer was cruising down the freeway. We were getting close to 21 miles to the gallon. The trailer was pulling great. The truck was driving great. And then we decided to do a trailer burnout for 1320 video. You're seeing now where we're throwing a little bit of water down in front of the rear tires, and then this is where the bad happens.
We just left the checkpoint. Literally, I can see it from here, and these guys are on the side of the road. Looks like they got some troubles. What happened, boys? Put some.
You guys have bad
I probably filmed it too, which is the worst part.
Yeah. I kicked my wife out of the seat because it is her Blazer. And I said, let me see if I can do a trailer burnout because 1320's here. Well, made it about halfway through the Blazer or the burnout, and it started missing and breaking up, and I'm like, all right, let's get out of everybody's way. So we lifted it down to here and pulled in.
And to catch the rest of the adventure, go to We Broke Garage.
Just throw some Lucas in it. Sander, boys, come on.
Stop tick.
Yeah, stop tick. All right, guys, we're going to get back on the road. Hopefully we see you in Orlando.
We're going to try. All
right, buddy.
This is not how I wanted to get on 1320, that's for sure.
Huge thank you to the Gen 2 Garage group. They were the first ones to stop by and lend a helping hand, try to get this thing back on the road so that we could continue on to our trip. We got the Blazer to run well enough to at least jam it on the road and try to get it to our friends John and Nikki Drew Scott's house in Cocoa, Florida. It was a long trip. We had 160 miles to go. It took us right around 4.5 hours to make the trip, but we did finally get there. It was at this moment that we decided we had nothing to lose. The truck still was not running great, but it was running. We could either give up now or continue on, so we jammed it on the road and headed towards Orlando. All right, guys, sorry we haven't done an upload here in a couple of days. It has been a mad thrash, to say the least.
We had a little problem just after Bradenton, which we did make 1320 video. Not for
one way to get on there.
Not for the right reasons, but we did make 1320 video day 2, right around the 48-minute mark, I do believe. Anyhows, we are not letting this thing beat us. We have worked on this thing literally for the last 36 hours. We took it to a tuner today down in Melbourne. He did everything he could do with it, and we got it better. There's just still something that's not happy with it. We are going to stop probably about every 30 minutes and throw a new set of plugs in it, but we're not going to let this beat us. We have made it to Orlando. I know we are a day late, but we're going to continue on for the route and hopefully be at SGMP later on tonight or early tomorrow morning. So we are down, but we are not out. We are hurt. But we're going to make this thing work one way or another. It is going to pull into SGMP under its own power. We don't have an ounce of give up in us. So cheer us on, send us some good luck, good vibes, whatever you got to offer, send it our way. An engine would be nice, but we'll get there, guys. So like I said, we are here at Orlando, just threw some plugs in it, and we're getting ready to take off for Gainesville. Thanks, guys.
Shortly after leaving Orlando, we had a transmission line blow on the side of the freeway. I phoned a friend for a redneck repair to at least limp us to the local parts store, which was an AutoZone that was open until midnight. They were nice enough to let us work on the truck in the parking lot, fix the transmission line, and try to get this thing ready to be jammed on the road back to Gainesville. However, this would not be Sick Week if it wasn't for another transmission line blowing. Quick repair and we were back on the road. Here we are, y'all. 7-ish hours later, we finally made it to Gainesville. We're hurt really bad. We're exhausted. We've blown out 2 transmission lines on top of, I think we've lost another cylinder. So now I think we're down to like 4 cylinders on this thing. But we are in Gainesville. We're closer to SGMP. Amber's tired. She's ready to go to bed. So I think we're going to go down to the hotel here about 15 miles down the road, get a couple hours of sleep, and then get up and try to limp this thing to SGMP tomorrow. Keep cheering us on, guys. It's keeping us going. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. We just got out to the truck, getting ready to head to SGMP for day 5 of Sick Week. We barely made it here, to say the least. We got in here about 5 o'clock this morning, I suppose. She's getting worse. The old Blazer has absolutely done us very well, but the motor's hurt pretty good. So we will be we'll be getting a new bullet for that when we get back. Keep in mind, go and follow us on the YouTube page. We're gonna need we're gonna need the extra funds. We do have some merch for sale also, so hit us up on Facebook or YouTube. This has been an extremely expensive trip for us, but the memories that we've made on this trip and the people that we've met, there's no dollar amount to put to those. So we are going to attempt to limp this thing another 86 miles if it'll hold on.
So help me God, I'll hang the rods out of it just to get it through the gates at SGMP. We're on about 4 cylinders. We have no header gaskets left, and there's definitely metal in the oil now. So pray for us. Wish us all good luck, and hopefully we'll give you an update here in about 2 hours from SGMP. Tell everybody hi, babe.
Oh, hi.
All right, see you guys in a bit.
As luck would have it, we left from the hotel and made it to the on-ramp of 75 before some clattering started. We found a broken valve spring on the number 7 cylinder intake valve. So I made another phone call to a friend for a redneck repair, in which he told me I was crazy. However, we zip-tied and electrical taped the valve up into the head and jammed her back on 75 North. If you're the type that loves to hear carnage, by all means turn the volume up and enjoy the next 2.5 minutes of this short clip.
Guys, sick week 2025. Day 5 has come to an end for Amber and I in the Blazer. We've done everything we can, guys. The thing was running so bad when we left. It ended up breaking a valve spring in it. We took everything apart, did our best to electrical tape and zip tie the valve spring in the up position to keep it away from the piston. Got everything back together, got it fired up, and made it about 8 miles up 75 North, and she locked up tight as a drum. So our good friend Darren has come down and picked Amber up to take her back to SGMP to pick up the trailer and the truck. She is just now getting there, and we'll be heading back this way, so here in about an hour and a half, she should be back. We're going to go ahead and get this thing loaded up. We are going to stop back by SGMP as long as they're still open by the time we're back in that area. Really like to check that last box off just for pride. Even though it wasn't in the Blazer, we can still at least drag the Blazer through the finish line there. So we really appreciate everybody sticking with us and all the positive comments and the support along this journey. And it's definitely been a learning experience. We are tired, we are exhausted, but we would not change a minute of it. We had so much fun. We've met so many new people, so many more people as far as being down here, and so many people, supportive people on social media, not only on this platform, but on other platforms as well. So this is not the end of us. We're going to get this thing back. We're already planning a new build on it. We're also going to get started on my 86 Pro Street truck. Next up is going to be Drop the Hammer in Michigan, which is the weekend after Memorial Day weekend. And then after that, we're heading to Six Smokies in October, which will start, I do believe, in Nashville and then going through North Carolina. So stay with us, guys. We got a lot of building to do, a lot of repairing to do. Stick with us on the TikTok platform and other platforms as well. If anybody's ever interested in any merchandise, feel free to reach out to us. That's what helps pay for our builds and keeps us on the road and doing things like this and trying to bring you guys great content. So again, thank everybody for sticking with us, and we'll have some more videos coming out here soon.
Although not how we wanted to make it to SGMP, we loaded up the Blazer and the trailer and headed on up into the track. Pulled through the gates and got our picture taken in front of the sign. It was a long, hard-fought week, but we gave it our best and got our last picture at the last track. All right, y'all, we're taking our rest day. We've met up with our friends Darren here and his wife Lori in Savannah, Georgia. They're going to take us out, show us the town, get us some grub. Truck and trailer's doing good. We're going to go see some sights, get some good food. We'll catch up with you after a bit.
Well, I'm probably going to drink two.
Amber was still looking forward to putting her toes in the water at the Daytona checkpoint. And since we never made it to the Daytona checkpoint,
Are you checking out?
we decided to take a little detour,
Are you checking out?
still on the East Coast, so that she could stick her toes in that ice cold
Yep,
ocean
you
water.
gotta get your feet down in there. That's the whole reason we came here. Retreat, retreat. I told you it was gonna be. Oh no. Can you see the ocean? All right, guys, we have made it back to home base from our glorious week down at Sick Week. Getting ready to unload this thing and hopefully by this evening try to figure out what exactly happened to the truck and build back better. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing unloaded. I do want to tell everybody that we still, even though we had some issues, we had an absolute blast on Sick Week and we can't wait to do it again. I would 100% do it again tomorrow if the chance arose. I know Amber had a blast, even though we had some issues. We absolutely can't wait to do it again. That one hiding over there in the corner will be ready for the next Drag and Drive event, which we're still staying very hopeful at making Drop the Hammer up in Michigan at the end of May, and 100% will be at Six Smokies in October. So we've got some work cut out for us. It's going to make for some great content. The Gold Blazer and the Red Blazer both will be getting LQ9 6 liters in them. As of right now, we are thinking that the Gold Blazer is probably going to stay naturally aspirated. and we're gonna see what kind of Boosty Boy stuff we can put on the old red one to spin those big 31 1650s over in the back of it. So stick with us, guys. Jump on that YouTube channel with the subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on TikTok. There's going to be a lot of content coming out here in the next few months. So stick with us, have fun, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks. We've got the Blazer in the shop. We're going to start tearing her down, see what we can find out here. We definitely know that the driver's side cylinder head is toast due to the fact that intake valve spring busted, and we tried to rig it up in there with some electrical tape and zip ties just to get us over to South Georgia. So we definitely know that's bad. We are going to go ahead and start the disassembly process, and hopefully here within the next day or two, figure out what exactly happened to this thing so that we can fix it for the next one and move on from there. So we'll get started on it. Well, if this is any indication, see if I can slide you all down in here. Let's see if we can get this out of the way. Our electrical tape, our zip ties are all in there, but our valve is gone. So pretty sure once we pop the cylinder head off in this thing, we're probably gonna find it down inside of the cylinder wall there somewhere. We'll keep digging. That's the number 8 exhaust valve push rod. Guys, we're really gonna have to go over everything in this thing, whether we reuse it or not. On top of the drivability issues, we ended up splitting a transmission cooler line that happened to run across the bottom side of the radiator, and it literally soaked everything in transmission fluid. So we did our best to get it fixed on the side of the road, but there was no way to carry enough brake cleaner to get all that stuff cleaned off of there. So any of the stuff that we may end up reusing, whether we reuse it on this one or put it in my son's truck, we really have to go through everything and really clean everything good, including the wiring harness that's in this. spring is multiple pieces in there also. To all keep in mind too that when we had this at my buddy John's house, and when we had it to Will's Performance down in Melbourne, Florida, we have had these valve covers off multiple times. None of these springs were broke. It passed compression tests with flying colors. It passed leak down tests with flying colors. So anything that you see that's torn up here, other than the initial problem, what we think is the gear on the crankshaft coming undone, which I guess you're supposed to spot weld those on there. We never knew that. Anything that you see torn up here is simply from Amber and I trying to push this thing as far and as hard as we could get it to get back to South Georgia for the final day. So I'm not taking anything away from all the folks that helped us out with us with this thing. Like I said, the everything checked out, everything was passing with flying colors, no issues, except for the reluctor wheel. We never got in there to check the reluctor wheel. It was a thought that was brought up. However, at the time that we found that out, there would have been no way for us to tear everything apart, get it fixed, and try to get it to South Georgia like we wanted to. So we opted to push it as far as it would go, and whatever happened, happened. So like I said, again, anything that I pull out of this thing that's completely trashed right now is just due to us pushing it, running on 4 or 5 cylinders maybe for every bit of 365 miles, give or take. I will say that I've got a newfound love for the durability of these LS motors, because what we just put this one through really surprises me that it held together as long as it did. How bad things are once we get the cylinder head off, but I'm gonna wait for Amber to get home before we start pulling that. But yeah, we've got there's our intake valve, most of it, I guess. There's some other fun parts just kind of sitting around in there. Maybe it looks like we possibly have some chunk of piston laying up in there. Might be interesting to see. Yeah, I'd say there's a chunk of piston stuck up in the intake right there. So good stuff, guys. Maybe we'll go live later on and take this thing apart.
Well, hold on a second. Just set that down. We need to do this side first because this is awesome.
Embedded into the piston. That is pretty gnarly. It's cool to see it blow up. That's not exploded in a million pieces.
It was very self-combustible.
Oh, it's stuck.
Oh my goodness.
Corey's gonna need to film this, so he's gonna need footage. So
Ooh. Ouch.
That's not moving.
That one's stuck.
that's awesome.
We're gonna use the strong hands.
Yeah.
Success! Oh no.
Yummy.
Oh, it's shiny.
Hey, I found a zip tie.
Oh, that's good.
In the engine?
Yep.
Oh.
Oh my God. Corey, when you do something, you do it right, man.
I'm gonna try. There's the zip tie.
Yes. Wow. Ooh. Ah.
Well, there you guys have it. You've got to see now the destruction that happened to this poor little LS motor. Like I said before, we literally pushed this thing until it wouldn't go anymore. We knew it was hurt. We have come to the conclusion that the reluctor wheel did spin on the crankshaft. Part of the issues that we were having is we had no adjustability as far as timing goes. When that thing was starting to make the timing go wonky, we really couldn't do anything with it other than put the pedal down and see how far it'd take us. I know at one point in time we were right around 5 to 6 degrees advanced timing at 70 mile an hour, 2200 RPM. So was definitely not good on it. But this little thing got us a long ways. It got us 90 miles from the last day at South Georgia. We would like to thank everybody that had anything to do with helping us out from the very beginning. You know, when we stopped for the 1320 video and it started giving us some problems, all the folks from Gen 2 Garage, Tommy Hoskinson, Allison Kovalik, Jeff Kovalik, Tiffany Kovalik, Tanner Williams, Chris, they all stopped, lended us a helping hand. We were able to limp it a little bit farther down the road to a gas station where we were actually met by some great people from Dynamite Performance out of Alabama. Richard Campbell, his group went above and beyond in trying to help us, running us to get parts, trying to work on the motor, everything else. We were able to limp it over to our friends John and Nikki Truscott, Cocoa, Florida. Nikki did a great job with making sure that we were fed and had a comfortable bed to sleep in. John giving up a room in his shop for us and running us to get parts there and hauling the truck down to Will's Automotive Service in Melbourne, who I would also like to give a huge thank you to. They spent 7 hours or so on this thing trying to figure out what was going on with it. And like I said, the very last thing that came up in conversation was just timing issues, and we really couldn't do anything about it. It was either give up then or jam it on the road and see how far it would go. So we jammed it on the road to see how far it would go, and the video shows how far it went. So again, John and Nikki Truscott, thank you so very much for your hospitality, letting us use your shop, sleeping in a bed, having a warm home-cooked meal. That was phenomenal out of you guys. We really appreciate it. Thank you to Will and Justin at Will's Automotive Service in Melbourne, Florida, for going above and beyond, injectors and plugs and wires and all kinds of stuff that they helped us do over there. We had a great group of people. surrounding us. Darren Mahan actually left from South Georgia to come down an hour and 45 minutes south of South Georgia to pick Amber up so that she could go back and get the truck and trailer and get me rescued off the side of the road. So just an astronomical amount of people that helped us out that we want to give thanks to. And we hope to see you guys on the next one. Stay tuned. We've got a motor going in this one. We got a motor going in the red one over the next few months here. So we'll have plenty of content to keep up on. Thanks a lot, guys.